This is your business, and this is AI agents being marketed to you. There's a massive gap between AI agents marketing and reality. As a developer who's built agents for real businesses, I spent the last week analyzing the latest research to figure out what actually works. If your business is considering using AI agents, then this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through the ins and the outs of an AI agent, so you leave with a practical understanding of the different types, safety concerns, and key considerations before deploying them. We'll cover both the strategic side, so you know where they add value, and some technical details to top it off. Okay, so think of an AI agent like this. Software that can take information, decide what needs to happen, and then actually go do it. You don't have to hold its hand through every single step. It's basically like hiring a digital employee. This employee can observe, reason, and act within the boundaries you set. From a business perspective, AI agents can automate repetitive tasks, handle customer requests, analyze data, or even coordinate workflows across different systems. Depending on the business scope or the problem that needs solving, developers can hook up external tools, internal tools, and add relevant context to improve the quality of the output for the business. Your business should not jump to conclusions that you need AI agents just because it's the latest and greatest shiny technology. The study that was performed by Rand revealed 80% of AI projects fail, and there were 5 main reasons why. So some of the reasons businesses fail with AI are stakeholder alignment. Is everyone clear on the problem, or can this be solved with traditional software? Insufficient training data. Many companies lack quality data for efficient models, especially if you're trying to fine-tune a model. Shiny object syndrome. Chasing trendy without addressing real business problems. This is probably the main one I see. Inadequate infrastructure, missing the systems needed to properly integrate AI. So if your business is running on paper still, you're probably going to struggle integrating AI straight away, and you'll need to go and digitize. Overly complex problems. Sometimes the selected challenge is too difficult for AI to solve, and it may need a different solution. However, if you feel like you don't fall into any of those categories, then the AI agent may be perfect for you. In the OpenAI studies, they determined 3 problem cases where AI agents are suited best for. First was complex decision making. Where AI agents really stand out is non-deterministic workflows, situations where the steps aren't fixed and the exact path can change depending on the context or input. An example would be handling a complex customer service request that requires prioritizing and routing to a line of support, or integrating data from multiple sources like customer support articles. Another good use for AI agents is when your process relies on complex rules that are difficult to maintain. If your workflow has hundreds of conditions, exceptions, or edge cases that constantly change, keeping that logic up to date with traditional software can be a nightmare. AI agents can replace rigid rule sets with models that adapt as new scenarios appear, reducing maintenance overhead and freeing up the team for constant rule updates. AI agents replace rigid rule sets with models that can adapt as newer scenarios appear, reducing maintenance overhead and freeing up your team from constant rule updates. Traditional software struggles to interpret and act on messy, unstructured data because it requires human-like understanding and context. This is where AI agents are very strong, where it can make sense of messy, unstructured data and process it correctly through a workflow. Once you've identified a workflow that AI agents can improve, the next step is choosing the right model to power it. Some models are better at tasks like tool calling and generating structured output, while others might not perform as well but excel in different areas. Naturally, price and latency also vary between models, so it's important to balance between performance and cost. Another key consideration is data safety. Making sure you pick the correct model or platform that aligns with your privacy and security goals. This is especially important when handling sensitive or personal information. This helps protect your business and builds trust with your users. Tools are what make AI agents truly powerful. They extend the agent's ability by connecting them to external applications and systems through APIs. For older legacy systems that lack APIs, agents still can interact with them using computer use models, mimicking human actions by controlling web or applications interfaces. You want each tool to have clear documentation, so you're not reinventing the wheel every time, and that different agents can actually work together smoothly. This approach helps avoid redundant efforts and makes it easier to discover and maintain tools. And this is exactly why I mentioned earlier, you need to think about whether you've got the right infrastructure to power these agents. Some of these tools are going to need to be custom made for your specific use case, and that adds extra work and overhead to your project. However, there are some pre-built tools that are really good. There are 3 types of tools, according to OpenAI, that agents should use. These are your information gatherers. They fetch stuff your agent actually needs to do its job properly. Think database connections, API integrations, or systems that grab files. Basically anything that gives your agent access to the information it needs to work with. Action tools are where things get interesting. Action tools let your agent actually do stuff in other systems, send emails, update your CRM, make changes. This is where your agent stops just talking and starts taking action. We'll dive deep into orchestration tools when we talk about multi-agent setups in a bit, but basically these help agents work together. Before your business can benefit from AI agents, you need to get the foundations right. Poor configuration up front will create problems that compound over time, while solid groundwork sets you up for scalable success. I'll walk you through the 4 components of a good setup. Your business is likely sitting on a goldmine of documentation that's perfect for agents' context, and it already aligns with how your team works. Instead of starting from scratch, transform your existing support documents, process guides, and training material into agent routines. You'll hear prompt engineering thrown around as the latest buzzword, but it's actually critical for agents' performance. These are the key principles to breaking down complex tasks into smaller, clearly defined steps for your agent. This means the difference between reliable automation and unpredictable behavior that requires constant human intervention. Be super specific with your instructions. Every single step needs to tell your agent exactly what to do or what to expect back. Don't leave room for guessing. Instead of saying process the document, be way more specific. Step 1, check if it's the right file type and size. Step 2, extract the data with our parser. Step 3, send it for the review for the human to check. The more specific you are with each step, the less chance your agent screws something up. Your users won't follow a perfect script. They'll give you half the information, change topics mid-conversation, or ask something completely out of left field. Smart agent design means planning for these moments. Instead of hoping everything goes smoothly, build decision trees into the prompts. What happens when someone says, "I don't remember my account details"? What happens if they ask for a service that you don't offer? Give your agent clear paths for common detours. If a user can't provide account information, offer alternative validation methods. Or when asked about unsupported features, and acknowledge the request and suggest viable alternatives. The difference between a frustrating chatbot and a helpful agent is how well it handles the unexpected. Plan for chaos, and your agent will feel natural and reliable. It's helpful to understand single versus multi-agent setups when you're planning your project. Your developers or agency will likely mention this too. While there are numerous techniques and approaches to building AI agents, I'll focus on the 2 architectures you're most likely to encounter, and the ones that will be the biggest impact on your business decision. While there are numerous technical approaches to building AI agents, I'll focus on the 2 architectures you'll most likely encounter. Understanding these will help you have a better conversation with your developers or agency about what's right for your business. The simplest method and the best place to get started is to use a single agent system. A single agent system is like hiring one versatile employee who can handle multiple responsibilities. They might answer your customer questions, process orders, and update CRMs all through the system. There are some common issues you may run into when you start scaling and adding more logic to the agent. Single agents can become overwhelmed when you give them too many tools or overlay complex instructions. OpenAI recommends limiting agents to 10 to 15 tools maximum to prevent tool overload, where agents get confused about which tool to use and when. In multi-agent setups, you have a main orchestrator that delegates specific tasks to specialized agents. Like having a department head who manages their own team, each agent focuses on what they do best. Use multi-agents when you need different specialized workers on separate parts of the same problem, not when they need to constantly coordinate with each other. Keep in mind that multi-agent systems always mean multiple API calls, which can significantly increase your costs compared to single agents handling the same workflow. As a new technology, agents can come with serious risks. To protect your business, you must have guardrails correctly implemented to prevent data leaks, system prompt leaks, and brand misalignment issues. Don't be like this developer who accidentally deleted his production database when using an AI agent platform. When planning agents for your business, make sure you have these 4 guardrails in place. Apply traditional security practices. Be clear that your developers should use the same input validation they'd use for any software, checking data formats, setting character limits. Never give it the ability to delete data, make changes you can't undo, or access sensitive systems without multiple approval steps. Sanitize all outputs. Make sure your agents respond to remove any sensitive information, inappropriate content, or system details that shouldn't be shared with users. Implement human oversight. Have a human review critical decisions, monitor agent conversations, and maintain the ability to intervene things when it goes wrong. These guidelines have been clearly defined by OpenAI. I will link them in the description below. Here's some final advice if you're still considering AI agents for your business. Have a clear, defined use case and start small and build up from it. Validate it with a small user base, then grow from there. Consider all costs. For example, model prices, the cost of development, upkeep, and monitoring. Have a backup plan for if the agent fails, so a human in the loop can pick up the flow or gracefully handle errors so you do not frustrate the user. High-risk actions should always have a human in the loop and follow a good set of safety guardrails. Set up proper metrics to measure agent success, response accuracy, user satisfaction, and task completion rate. Plan for 6 to 12 months of iteration before a return on investment. Make sure your team fully understands how the agent works and is fully trained before you deploy them. Anyone promising instant results or perfect accuracy is selling you marketing, not reality. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'm trying to help businesses improve operations by using AI automations and traditional software automations. Follow along for more videos.